and welcome back to White Mountains. Today we have White Birch Books Corner going on. Laura Cummings from White Birch Books joining us on the set. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
So we have about 45 minutes.
I think I can do it. Only 45?
Because if you guys haven't seen our interviews before, we tend to run a little long, but I think it's justified. You guys have so many cool things. Every time I go by your shop, I'm like,
Oh, I know. Well, even I'm just like, you know what? Let me just bring a few things. But then as I walk around, I was like, no, I need to. I know, and now I'm looking. There's way too much stuff here. But hey,
now have you been on shopping trips and stuff? Do you have new stuff coming in for the fall, or when's the big shop happen?
Well, we are currently buying like for that fourth quarter into winter, and I got to tell you, there are a ton of awesome books coming out.
Really?
And I really can't wait. And I've got. My trade show is coming up in about 4 weeks, and that is when you really start seeing them, some of them in person that you've read about or whatever. You see some of the actual books and everything. In fact, I just found out that I get to introduce, so John Hodgman, who is on The Daily Show, he's a funny person. He wrote a book called Vacation Land partially it's about like the freezing cold Maine oceans and going on vacation to the Maine oceans and everything like that. So I get to introduce them. So I'm like, I'm panicked, but I'm also tickled because that'll be a lot of fun.
So you do this on at the trade show?
Yes.
Wow.
It's
celebrity.
It's great fun. It's great fun.
Very cool.
Well,
no, I mean like you.
Well, we'll see.
Superstar.
We'll see if I get booed or the hiss. I don't know what
the
booksellers
bookstore
do.
owner, Laura comes.
Do they just turn their back? I don't know. Hopefully, I'll never find out.
Cool. That'd be awesome. So 4 weeks from now. But you already have stuff for folks to come in and check out. Of course. I mean, your store is chock full of stuff.
Right, and I will tell you, so I brought just a few calendars. I brought our local calendars, but we're getting all of our calendars in. I know it seems insane. It's only mid-August, but the calendars are coming in, and for full selection, you should shop now.
All right.
And very scarily, which I did not bring, but our Christmas cards are coming in.
Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, we'll take that one down.
You continue.
I did want to highlight this one. This is the calendar. Gorgeous. It's the second year.
Yeah.
The Upper Saco Valley Land Trust puts that out. Gorgeous. And it's our local authors and painting local places.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
And all the proceeds from this go directly to the land trust. So I was thinking about it. You can buy this anywhere you see it, because anywhere you buy it, all the money will go directly to them. They're all local.
All this talent. This is Melanie Levitt.
Yes, and the cover is
Freeborn. Oh my goodness!
Aren't they beautiful?
Talent. I'm so jealous of this talent. Linda Gray.
They do kind of an annual program of Art Celebrates Place, where they have people go and paint, where they have easements and things like that. They're so gorgeous.
Cool. It's so graphic. I like this
I know. It's very cool. And these are just out. They're out a little bit earlier this year than last year. And what we're all really hoping to do is sell as many as we can, because, again, the money goes directly. And the thing is, there's a lot of charity calendars, but this is a gorgeous charity calendar.
How did these people learn to paint like this?
I don't know. We have so many talented people in this community.
I feel so lacking talent.
I think instead of feeling lacking, you should just get the calendar and appreciate it.
I think I can very well appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. But I also want to paint this stuff. This is gorgeous.
Oh, I know. It is gorgeous. So we're very happy to have them. And like I said, all the proceeds go to the land trust. And we're just psyched. I don't think they got them till pretty late last year. And so this year they made a real concentrated effort. And it's just a beautiful calendar.
It is a beautiful calendar. And then, of course, you have more of the picture type ones.
Oh, yeah. I have two other White Mountain ones and everything. And again, if you're visiting here, and you want to bring back a souvenir, these are both gorgeous. Chris is from north. I want to say he's like Littleton area. And Chris, if you're watching, I'll put that one in front. And then Aaron is over from the Lincoln area, I believe. So these are both beautiful calendars. They're both available. We'll have them available nonstop at
what a great gift too.
At the store. So
awesome. All right. So what do you want to tackle next? You want to do you're on a rock sort of?
Well, you can show those if you can get them out. We did have some fun. This is our fun, cool thing, our geodes. And families are so funny. They come up and they buy like 5 or 6 for every single kid in their group. And they just go home and they cover them with a cloth and they break them open and there's cool stuff inside.
Wow.
So
is there a special talent to breaking them open, or?
I don't believe so.
Right.
I think it's straight destructo, so you get that fun. Yeah. And then it's a geode, so it's a sparkly, I'm not even sure. Right, different colors and everything like that. And the other things we have there are our heart rocks.
Gorgeous.
And this is just a sampling. I just pulled out a few of them. We have a little chart that tells you what all the rocks are.
Oh, really? Okay.
And, so it's just a fun thing. Or maybe you give it to your sweetheart, or you give it to your child, and you remind them as they go off to the first day of school, Mommy loves you, or something.
I'm sure Phineas would love that.
Yeah, he'd be like, what?
Mom.
Why do I have to carry this?
No, these are great, like pocket, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, or it can be like your own little worry thing, remind you that people love you or something.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Or it's just decorative. So
I like those. So those are all available at the shop as well.
Yes. And
right at kids' eye level, I'm sure.
Oh, I know. It is so funny. They're just like, boom. And I took them to an offsite thing with the Children's Museum, and people are like, oh, look at these, and they start walking away. I'm like, I totally understand. They're awesome, but no.
Awesome. All right. So where should we continue now? Now this one's a little morbid.
Yeah.
Death in the White Mountains.
Whoa,
but
what fun.
It's also a cautionary tale, because a lot of folks don't realize that because they're in a resort area, there's still natural dangers that can't be they should be accounted for, I should say.
Right, and I just read recently, like, there's a large number of rescues going on and things of that nature, and so it's always good to know what you potentially could happen. And this is brand new. Julie Boardman her previous book was When Women in Mountain Meet, kind of a women's hiking history. And this would go with You're Not Without Peril on the shelf. Yes. Because this encompasses the entire White Mountains as opposed to, just the presidentials and everything. So it is really a listing. And
and this is, we're getting into the shoulder season where a lot of folks do underestimate the weather from the
changes,
valley to the mountain.
Yes.
So you need to know what you're doing. Don't just hike up in jeans and think that I'm going to be okay because I'm on vacation.
Right.
It's stuff that you need to know about. These are cautionary tales, but you can also find a lot of guides there at the store too.
Right. Well, the new AMC White Mountains Guide is not quite out yet, but the new edition is coming at the end of this month or early September, so that'll be out. And this is our buddy Mike Dickerman, who's up in the Littleton area. We do a lot with Mike, and he actually published the Julie Boardman book, but this one is a reissue of a book of his that's been out of print for about 10 years. And it's just, he has gone through, he knows so much about this area and who's written about it and who's done things here, and he's gone through and pulled the best, essays, write-ups, anything about... Portraits. Yeah, that's a lovely picture. Why did that style end?
Lizzie Bourne.
Yes.
Jeez, we are like batting 1,000 on the...
Anyway, it's just really exciting that book is back out in print.
Very cool. That'll be great for stories about the White Mountains.
Right. Now this one, I do want to... this gentleman, Jeff Zigmont, did I get that right? Yes, is coming to the store on Sunday, and I'm pretty sure it's the 27th at 2 o'clock, and he's going to have wine and cheesecake, which is kind of cool. I know. But this is his first book of White Mountain poems, and what he did was this really beautiful, he got some gorgeous photographs, and he paired them with some kind of, it follows through the season, and it's a great little gift book. for yourself, you can just open it to any page, read a short little poem. He has a new book coming out, which is White Mountain Poems 2, and he'll have that at the event.
Great. And some local photographers there, too.
Right. And that's what's really fun, is that it's not like chintzy. They're beautiful pictures. And, again, a great little gift to take home with you or to have all the time.
Okay.
So,
all right, you ready to mix it up?
Yes. Let's throw in, oh, wait, no. I wasn't going to start there.
And you have another event. Do you want it, or is that
the
event
one? Yes, this
one?
is the event one. Okay. Actually, that other one is too. So, but this is Monica Wood's book, The 1 in a Million Boy, and she is, and this book is our community read book this year. So we will be doing a big final event in October. But why this is topical now is that Monica Wood is also the playwright for the upcoming M&D play that starts at the end of this month. And so we're going to kick off the whole community read thing with an event at M&D with Monica, kind of in conversation with the playwright. Yeah. So that takes place on Friday night, August 25th. And you can go to that even if you don't have tickets for the show. But it's at 6 o'clock, and we just think it just happened, it's very serendipitous that our author happens to be a playwright and that the play happens to be performed.
So connected.
I know. She's a Maine author. And this is about this woman who is 104, and they're trying to make her win the Guinness Book of World Records for the oldest. But it's also about a boy, and it is sad. The boy has died before you even start the book. So it's like you're attached, but you're not. He's already gone.
This is with you.
I know. Yes, doom and gloom on a Saturday morning. But it's a wonderful
book. So sweet.
This woman is so good. She writes these main characters, and her play is kind of a paper mill. She grew up in Mexico, Rumford area, and so she brings that in, and she is so nice.
Gripping book, like heartbreaking yet redeeming.
Yes, because what we're doing is we're redeeming the father of the boy, and also we're getting to the bottom of the woman's 104-year-old life, and it's just a great story.
Yeah, poignant.
Yes. So she's great.
Good. All right. And they can find that at the shop. I'm sure you
they
have
can
some
find
copies.
that at the shop, and very soon they will find it at libraries all over the valley and everything. It will be blanketing. The idea of the community read is for everybody to read it and then chat about it, and whether you liked it or you didn't like it or whatever. It's just to bring people together over a book.
Good. All right. We have
Ginny Moon. Benjamin Ludwig actually taught at Bartlett one time in his career, and he is a retired teacher from southern New Hampshire, I think around Dover area. This is his first novel. Ginny Moon is a teenage autistic child who's been in the system. She was taken from her mother's house. More fun. And she's at her 4th forever house, but the thing is she can't stop talking about this baby doll, and everybody's like, there's no doll, there's no, get over it, but she has this total determination. So you get to the bottom of that. What's so interesting about that is that it's kind of written from her perspective, which takes a while to get used to, because it's literally like stepping into somebody else's thought process. And if you think so many, I can't even speak to what the autism spectrum really looks like, but it's different. And so as I was reading it, I was like, why don't they just or something? But I think he captures it amazingly. And he is coming to a luncheon with us on September 6th. So we've got tickets available for that now. And
it might just give you a little bit of perspective of how an autistic brain might relate differently than yours, and give you a little bit more.
And what's really interesting too is that she's a teen, and I believe personally that he and his wife adopted an autistic teen. She didn't do the things that this one the book does, but it's really I just found it very interesting. I do have to say at times it was very challenging. And everything, but I just thought it was amazing.
Different perspective there.
Yes.
All right. Do you want to move on to another one?
Oh, what should we do? Let's do something like I Am Woman. No death or dying in this one.
What's going to happen in this one?
But this book is like a publishing, it's a publishing story in and of itself. The Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls was crowdfunded by the people who, and they like blew the socks off of that. They actually have a second book coming out soon. And this is kind of, if you're sick of telling your child the stories of Cinderella and meeting the man and happily ever after, this is your answer. This is kind of like the She Persisted, the I Dissent. This is the these are our new girls.
Nice.
And
all
so
right. That's very cool.
It's
must have for the nightstand of every girl or young woman you know.
Right. No more of this waiting around for our handsome prince to show up.
Reinventing fairy tales, inspiring girls with the stories of 100 heroic women, from Elizabeth I to Serena Williams.
There you go.
Illustrated by female artists from every corner of the globe. Very cool.
It is very
take
cool.
A peek in now.
Yeah, and then there is a second book coming later in the year, but this has just been a total phenomenon.
Joan Jett made the book.
That's cool.
I remember that. It was the 80s, wasn't it, when she came out with her I Love Rock and Roll?
Right.
That was
Wasn't
awesome.
she in some movie with Michael J. Fox or something?
Probably.
Yes.
I think most
okay, we're
people
dating
were.
ourselves.
All right. Do you want to pick one more?
One more. Well, why don't I shout out to one of our local folks,
All
too.
right.
We'll make this local morning here.
All right.
This is a book that's just on the shelf. It's from Olga Morrill. And many people remember Olga Morrill from the Conway Library, longtime librarian in the children's section.
She was fantastic.
Story time.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And she always used to ask about the boys and how they're, even when, because that section, it draws a particular age of child, but even after they had outgrown that section, she was always like, oh, how are the boys?
Oh, I know.
She's wonderful.
And that she could play to all those kids and smile and everything.
And she knew books.
She
did.
Oh
My goodness.
She did. So this is her, since she's retired, she has been writing. And this is the first of a trilogy. It's called The Vagabond Quakers. And I've dipped into it a little bit, and I've got to say what I've read is great and really just grabbed me. But this is, when you think of history, you think of, Puritans settling and then American Revolution. And everything. Right. Well, this is kind of that space in between, and she really examines this concept that the Puritans came to the United States or came to the colonies to avoid religious persecution. Well, they didn't afford anybody else that, they were very strict, and this is the story of the Quakers who were very persecuted by the Puritans and everything at the time. So she's really kind of found this piece of history. I found the dialogue. She's got a glossary in the back, which is kind of fun. And
is this like true New England speak, or what's the?
Yeah, I was just like, what is this, a typo or is this a real word? And but I mean, I think that's really cool, and it speaks to her focus on it and everything. So, and
do you remember what was the Quaker? Is it because of the way they dance, or what am I thinking of? There was some New England-based group similar to this, that the way they danced, because they were spinning around.
Was that the Shakers?
Was it the Shakers?
I don't know.
We'll have to. Maybe that'll be a watch one question coming.
Right, but the Quakers, they didn't like the Quakers because they were like, anybody can, you don't need your priest. You don't need, you can. Deal directly with your deity yourself or whatever. And I talked with her recently, and I was like, wouldn't it have been annoying to be a Quaker and have to always say, oh, hi, friend Kelly, hi, friend Laura, it's like, oh man, do I have to call him friend every time?
Dude.
But awesome. But I think she's put a ton of research into this. Yeah, it's a dense book, but like I said, and I think that's what's cool about it, is that when I dipped into it, I felt like I immediately went there. And I thought that was...
really how they lived, how they had to interact.
Right. And I thought that was a real testament to her skill to do that, as opposed to like, okay, I'll read 10 more pages and see what happens, you know.
I found the glossary. That would be an interesting read just
I
in
know.
itself.
Well, one of them was certes, which I think is like certainly or... definitely or something like that.
This is how to be a winner at any party. Certes anon. You're like, oh my gosh.
Like, oh man.
Not this lady again.
Stop inviting her.
That's awesome. This looks like a great read, though. And this is available, obviously, at the shop.
It's available at the shop. She'll soon be popping up doing events, I'm sure, and everything. But it is available. And we like to, we definitely like to promote our local authors. And it's really fun when somebody has worked so hard
that's
out.
definitely something I'm going to check out, because it really does sound like interesting history for our area.
Right, right. And you can show it to your kids and say, remember that nice smiling lady with the guitar?
I don't even have to say that. They just know Olga.
Right.
They know her now.
Right.
That's ingrained in our whole family, our family history with the
I
Conway
used
Library.
to go as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
well,
definitely.
Awesome. Well, Laura, thank you so much. The White Birch Book Store is located.
We're located just south of the park and playground. We're across from TD Bank, and we're now next to Pinkham Real Estate. And we're open 7 days a week, 9:30 to 6 Monday through Saturday, and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
All right, we got to get you back to work.
Well, I know. Yeah, I've got others holding the shop, but
good.
yes.
Excellent.
So.
You can find all these books, the geodes, the rocks, the heart rocks, plus cards, pretty much any, if you need teacher gifts or anything White Mountains related, you can find it in the shop. So it's books galore plus all this other fun stuff.
We have a lot of fun, for
it's
sure.
Awesome. It's one of my favorite places in the Mount Washington Valley. And I know you're sitting here, but it is true. All
right, you say that to all
right. Well, Laura, thanks again. Always great to see you.
Thank you.
Folks, we have a lot more coming on the show. We're going to try to squeeze in some watch and win. I have a ton of prizes to give away, so don't go away.